Well, hey church, I was just reflecting on our Preach from Sunday, and we were topping off our 3-week series on the Good Samaritan found in Luke 10, and this week we were looking at how we can actually be the Good Samaritan in the worlds that God has placed us in. And on Sunday I talked about a couple of different things. First, I talked about how actually at change it starts with you, that you're actually called to do something in your workplace or in your family. It's actually us. We are called to make a difference in the world that we've been placed in. It's not enough just to call ourselves Sunday Christians. Actually, we're called to make an impact in the world that we've been placed in. And I talked about how actually that happens because even though change starts with you, it began with Jesus. Jesus, he does a change in you so that he can do a work through you. He changes our hearts and then does a work through our hearts. So that was the first thing I talked about. But then I also talked about how faith, it's not just a destination, it's more of a journey. And if faith is a journey, not just a destination, I was asking us, well, what's our next step? Where are you going to start? What is it that you're going to do? Whether it is praying for your office, or whether it is stepping out, or whether it is acknowledging the homeless, or whatever it might be. So 2 questions for you just to ponder over. The first being, what is God doing in your heart? What change, what transformation has God been doing in you? It might have been when you first gave your life to God, or it might be an ongoing change that God is just working in you. And then because of that, where do you think, or how do you think God can use you? You know, what has he done in you that he's going to use to help someone else? And then my second question would be, what is your next step? If faith is a journey, not a destination, what's your next step? What are you going to do? Who are you going to acknowledge in the office? Who are you going to start praying for? Who are you going to start fasting for? Who are you going to start talking to? Who are you going to invite? What is your next step?